Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you're listening, welcome back to another episode of Podcast Pundits. I am your host today, De La Strada, the fan of Pep. Today, I'm joined by fellow pundits. Let me go, starting from Dre, man.
Yeah, it's your boy Dre. Still avid Man United supporter. Doesn't matter where we finish in the league. There's only one team for me, and that's Man United. So what can I say?
Hold tight. Marley Marl here. Also a
I
Man
didn't
United.
introduce you, bro.
Huh?
No, I'm joking.
That's my job, isn't it? Yeah, Marley Marl here, Man United supporter. Yeah, happy to see out this season. It's been a tough one this year. Tough year in the league. Tough year in the Champions League. But we're in the FA Cup final, so we give thanks, and I hope we can bring it home for the boys.
And last up, Strives.
Yeah, man. West Strives, AK Striver, Arsenal fan. League's concluded, man.
Sick fan.
Did you call him?
Sick fan.
Sick.
Oh.
Sick. Yeah, really sick. But yeah, I'm here to talk about boxing really, and anything else you guys want to ask me, I'm cool with that as well.
No, but it's a football podcast, so we're going to start off and only talk about football.
It's actually not a football podcast. It's a football podcast plus a little bit.
Okay, it's a podcast. And we mainly talk about football. Okay.
Your tune is changed, boy.
No, my tune's calm. Listen, I don't know why you lot are laughing like this. Nothing has changed here from the last time we spoke. We all knew it was in Manchester City's hands, and we all knew that Arsenal was going to take it to the last game of the
Arsenal
season.
got the juice. We all knew Arsenal.
We didn't know that.
We all knew Arsenal didn't have the juice.
We didn't know that. We didn't know that.
Sorry. I said I would play nice.
We knew that there was a possibility that Arsenal could win the league, and the league's concluded at the moment. We don't know, innit? We don't know. I say we don't know because obviously there's 115 charges that we don't know. Something could happen.
So hold that. Let me actually introduce the rest of the podcast so we can get into it. So yeah, listeners, you can find us on all major platforms. You can find us on YouTube with our short clips, old tight stripes for all of these that he's doing. What is it? Spotify, Apple. Are we on Amazon as well?
Yeah,
Amazon,
SoundCloud. And yeah, interact with us on Twitter, TikTok,
Samsung.
And then maybe next year, Instagram. So yeah, let's get into it. So there's no, we have to start from the very top. We come to the end of the season now.
The top or second? Because you're going to talk about Man City and Dan's going to talk about.
What's this guy doing?
You said
I don't know who that is. He keeps talking about that.
Okay, Strive.
Drives.
I don't know
what was your question, Miles?
No, you said start at the top. So I'm saying you're going to start from Man City. You're going to start from Arsenal.
No, you're doing a rundown, innit? So you start from the top.
Okay.
I'm running order of my agenda that I sent in the group.
So.
Okay.
In order of finished places.
Sorry, I'm trying to play nice. This is what I'm making sure I don't go down the road of.
We're not starting from 8th. Yeah, just put it that way. We're not starting.
I know, but I don't want to talk about Man United today. But FA Cup's next week, B.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, hosts. I apologize. That won't happen again.
So yeah, the season's come to an end. So yeah, let's do our season roundup. And I think what would have been good is if we had a list of where we ranked, what order we put our teams in. I don't know if anyone can recall who they had there for their top four. Can you not recall?
Top four.
Mine was Arsenal number 1, Man City number 2, Manchester United number 3, Liverpool number 4.
What was your Miles?
I think mine was Aston Villa, Man City.
First?
No, it wasn't. Tell the truth. Tell the truth now.
I'm joking. So it was Arsenal, Man City.
No, you didn't have Arsenal first.
Oh, you want order? You just said top 4, no?
In order. I do it now.
Sorry.
Who did you win the league?
Apologize. All right. So Manchester.
No, Manchester. Who did you have number 1, Marley Mar? Who did you have number 1? Which Manchester? There's 2 Manchester.
All right. It was a joke. Budding comedian here. All right. So I put Man United first. Man City second. Man City second. I think Arsenal third and Chelsea. I think Chelsea was in 4.
You didn't even have Liverpool in your top 4.
I don't think so. I'm checking now.
I'm trying to find mine. I can't find mine, but I'm definitely sure after how it finished the season before, I'm pretty certain it was probably Man City, Arsenal, and I know Man United were way down, probably like 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
So yeah,
there has to be a way that we can find what you done.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
Go on the WhatsApp. Obviously, while someone's finding it, I think I did City, Arsenal, I think Liverpool. Can't remember actually, but yeah, it was definitely City, Arsenal in that order. But anyway, the winners were City. Arsenal put up a good fight, but as I alluded on at the start of the podcast, so I'm not here to support Man City. I'm just here to support Pep because a lot of times people just disrespected him, and I think he's got his gut back. They said he couldn't win the Champions League without Messi. He's won the Champions League. They said he couldn't come to the Prem and do what he did in Europe. He's done it. He's won 6 out of 7. So, and he's now won 4 in a row. So,
mad.
Who do you think can stop him? And do you think City can actually go on and do 5 in a row? Because yeah, it's looking kind of peak.
Just before we get onto that, Dre, man, your predictions was Man City, Arsenal, Man United, and Chelsea.
Right, you didn't know United far down, you know. What was mine, Strives?
Yours was can't see your one.
Just answer your question. I was looking, Della. Who can stop in the courts, Bree? That's
okay. Apart from the courts, because obviously Pep did say he sort of alluded that this next season might be his last season.
Yeah,
if he still sticks around,
that's the order, bruv. It's the courts, himself, and then after that, nobody, bruv. He's the best. Like, and with Man City's resources, bruv, like no one's toppling him, bruv. Because even this season, like they obviously managed to win the league, and I don't even think I feel like they would like not even. They just see this season through, bruv. And I was wondering like this weekend. I was wondering like, is this how it used to feel with Man United? Like when we was in our golden area, like does it feel like this, like a season just felt worthless? Because all through the season, like Man City might not have been top of the table, but everyone was just saying Man City's going to win it. Like, and lo and behold, like they do what they do, man. It's horrible. It's horrible to watch. I'll be honest. It's not fun. It's not fun to watch, bruv. Absolutely.
Do you not feel like, okay, let's say if they don't reinvest for next season, let's say all the teams remained. No, you guys have to invest. Let's just say everyone invested. Let's say, and you know, we give them a handicap, and that their squad remains as is. If everyone's strengthened around them, but they remain the same, do you not think anyone can top them?
No.
Do you honestly think this team that won the league are that good?
They are, you know, because when you consider it as well, like look how long Haaland and De Bruyne was actually out the team, bruv. Like Foden was the one that actually pretty much carried them to the trophy, bruv. So imagine a season where, obviously we're speaking hypotheticals, yeah, where you've got a whole season with Haaland fit, De Bruyne fit, Foden fit, a lot of them, like bruv, it's a problem, man. It's a problem. Like they're going to be hard to stop.
I think that's the main thing, like Marley's saying, isn't it, in terms of they're probably the one team that can lose players and still act like nothing's going to happen. Like in terms of, it's just like business as usual. Whereas I think with the other teams, bar at times probably like Liverpool that have surprised me probably this season, where they've had a lot of injuries. I still think like Man City, I think, everyone has a lot of catching up to do. And maybe that's probably just like squad depth, probably for like someone like Arsenal, to be fair.
Yeah,
they're a bit more squad depth, and I think they're almost near them.
Man City squad depth as well, obviously, like the fact that obviously it seems like they've got a style of play from first down to under 21s and to youth, like it. Yeah, they're different, man, and it's hard to look. Man City, obviously, I'm sorry, not Man City. Man United haven't got the squad depth. I don't think Arsenal have got the squad depth like City have. Like City can just literally just replace their first teamers and put in their second teamers, and they look pretty much the same. Like it's nasty stuff, man.
Because I was just gonna say, even Pep was saying in terms of when he took Edison off, and then substitute a keeper, bruv, and then he's saying like that keeper won in the league. That's
honestly, bruv, like, and that keeper's good as well, you know. Yeah, that keeper's good. We've got Edison's obviously out for the FA Cup final, so I mean, you would like to think that the replacement goalkeeper coming in would give you a little bit of a chance, and obviously,
but didn't that keeper play in the FA Cup anyway?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like you think, like that's not the case. He's
no way.
He's a good number 2. Reminds me of when we had like Romero at the club. So it was De Gea and Romero.
For real.
He was a good number 2. Just similar, but yeah.
But to that, my question why I asked. So let's say if City don't move, maybe this might be more for you, so maybe you might be a bit more optimistic. Do you think Arsenal can close the gap with some signings if City don't add any more ammunition to their squad?
Yeah, I mean, we closed the gap this season, didn't we?
But when I say close the gap, I mean, let's say as in pick them to the actual title.
Yeah, like I can't see any reason why not. Like I was obviously I was looking for your predictions, which I couldn't find, by the way, and I was listening to Marley Marl and Draymond's assertions, and I was waiting for them to say Mikel Arteta, like, but I don't know why they didn't. I mean, I actually do know why they didn't, because whilst Pep is in the league, it's looking impossible to topple him. But it's been proven that he can be toppled. Like, you know what I mean? Like Klopp's done it, and who else? Antonio Conte done it. Was it?
Yeah, I think he done it in Pep's first season. How long has Pep been there for? 8 years or 7 years?
It was 2016 to 2017 season. I think he came here. So what's that then? That's like 8 years? Yeah.
Yeah, 7, 8 years.
8 years. Okay.
How many?
So he was here when Leicester won it and Chelsea under Conte.
Yeah. So he's been. Yeah. So I mean,
when Leicester won it,
was he here for Leicester one?
Who's that? Pep.
Yeah,
I think he was, because
he was.
And then he signed Mahrez.
Was they signed Mahrez? Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, so he's been there for 8 seasons.
Yeah, so he's been picked a couple of times. So he's not like he's not unstoppable. And what I will say is, last season, they won the league with 89 points. Second place was Arsenal with 84 points. And this season they've won the league with 91 points. Second place is Arsenal with 89 points. So what that tells me is both teams have improved. Obviously, we can say both teams have improved in terms of goal tally, what have you not. I'm sorry, in points tally. But Arsenal's improvement has been larger than City's improvement relative to their individual team. Yeah, exactly, from where they're coming from. So if we're following, I know football isn't this like scientific, but let's say we are following that kind of linear trajectory, then Arsenal's rate of improvement is a faster rate than Man City's rate of improvement, whilst we've both been competing with one another. And I see no reason why we wouldn't improve again. Arsenal talking about and topple City. Like, I can't see a reason why not. Like this year, City's failed to beat us 3 times.
You're doing forex.
I know you're going on like I get it. It's a little bit analytical in that sense, but ultimately as well, we also have when you have the anecdotal evidence, you've got to look at it and you've got to make your observations with the evidence before us. The season's done now, and we can now see that in 3 opportunities that Arsenal and Man City contested one another this season, Arteta versus Pep. Pep failed to beat us on all 3 occasions. We took 4 points from the 6. To me, that shows like there's been a closing gap. Like, however way you want to dice it, we've closed that gap on Manchester City. What we as an Arsenal club now need to do is we've got to work out, in my opinion, like what is going to take us to that level that not just closes the gap between us and City, but takes us above them. And I've always said I think it's a striker. You know what I mean? I think it's a striker that's going to close that gap, because we've scored like a record amount of goals again. I think 88 goals was it last season. I think we've scored more than 88 goals this season. I can't remember exactly. I didn't note down the goals, to be fair, but I feel like we scored more than 88 goals. What we did is we improved our defense this season, and that made us a lot better. So now everyone that would have said that maybe Arsenal don't need a striker because we're sharing our goals amongst everyone. We just need to improve our defense. We had Rob Holding playing defense for large periods of last season, and he couldn't even get into Crystal Palace's team. You know what I mean? So obviously that was definitely a chink in our armor. We've addressed that. Saliba played every minute of every Premier League game, and we, as Arsenal fans, we all lent on that and said, because we lost Saliba, that's why we lost the league. We had Saliba this time, we still didn't win the league. So for me now, I feel like the only thing I can say that would that separates us and City is that striker, in my opinion. And I don't see why we wouldn't either be level or surpass them if we found that that striker basically.
Yeah, what you're failing to include in your equation though is like the emotional impact of coming second twice, like bringing Man City to the wire, being on top for so long, and then not losing, so they're not winning the league. So I think Arteta's biggest problem next season is effectively gonna be to keep the players hungry. Because Alex Ferguson used to say it when we used to win titles, like his major issue was that the next season was like keeping the team hungry, and that's after a team has actually realised their what they're striving for, which is winning the league. You are playing your best football of your club's history in the Premier League, and you're not winning things, bro. So it's going to be difficult to, or the challenge is rather to making sure that these guys are hungry.
But I don't think that's as difficult, only because the team's really young. So they have that hunger, and it's not as if they've come from a club where they were winning before. Obviously, you have some, like maybe Kai Havertz, he's won the Champions League. Jesus and Zinchenko, but if those two go, I don't think most Arsenal fans will be pressed. But the key players like Saka, Declan Rice, the defensive back line, they're all relatively young. So I think they probably got at least 2 more seasons in them. And I think within those 2 seasons, Arsenal may win the league, but I think they have a good chance of winning. They have a good chance of winning something. Doesn't necessarily have to be the league, but they could win the FA Cup, could get further in Champions League. But that's probably the one thing that probably keeps them together, because you going so close, but then knowing that your career's coming to an end is very different. If you're like 28, 29, then you're like, no, Van Persie, I need to move on. But the likes of Saka or maybe Saliba, who's only 23, and let's be real, this season is probably the first season where people probably branded Arsenal as title challengers.
Last season, at the beginning, for sure.
Yeah, last season when they got so close, no one. Exactly. So this is probably the first season where they're like, you know what, I'm really disappointed. But last season we were just not so happy to be there, but we got there. But no, everyone doubted us. Now we're being recognised as title challengers. People never talk about Arsenal just qualifying for the top 4 now. They're like, Arsenal, quote unquote, bottled it again. But to be able to bottle again, you have to be in that position.
The only thing I would say is that I'd think they'd probably be more disappointed in terms of the progress in the other competitions, because obviously we all know that they were pressing hard in the Prem. But I think as well, like someone with like an Arsenal team now, they kind of need to be like hitting those finals too, like not just falling at those last kind of hurdles.
Yeah, I think Marley Mar does make a good point though, because it is something I said to my brother, like when I can't remember, we was at a game, one of the last games that we was at together recently, like maybe a couple of weeks ago. And I said, to be honest, like if we don't win the league this season, that is what a fear of mine, like is this not like last chance saloon, but how can you guarantee that we will do it 3 times in a row? Because to Marley Mar's point, when Man United came up short, I think it was to Leeds, they went on and won it the following season. When we did the Invincibles, which, by the way, Marley Mar, that was the best football Arsenal's ever played. So let's have some respect. Because
in terms of points tally and wins, bruv, your Invincible season, you didn't win as many games as you won this season, bruv.
Yeah,
true.
I understand that, but the Invincible season was probably the best football we've ever played in.
No, it felt like the best possible because you won a trophy afterwards, bruv.
We won a trophy and we were invincible. Like we were invincible. Like that team. Anyway,
doesn't mean you played the best football because you was invincible.
But I mean, we were all there. We're old enough to remember
I'm
that
saying,
period.
When you say we're invincible, I don't think that just justifies the fact that, okay, yeah, we played amazing football. Just because you was invincible doesn't mean you played the best football.
But
I think I'm comparing Arsenal now to Arsenal then.
Yeah, Arsenal now to Arsenal then. Which one you
no, I'm not contesting. I just felt like that wasn't a strong statement to make, that because we were invincible, we played the better brand of football.
Fair enough. But anyway, obviously that's subjective. But again, after this invincible season, Chelsea were second, if you remember. They went on and won the league the year after that. You know what I mean? I think Delos mentioned it at the top of the show, where he said, I think Pep finished 3rd in his first season. Is it?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
he didn't win in his first season, no.
Yeah. I remember you said something like that. But then the following season, he won it. So now, when we go close, which was last season, because we was like top for 93% of the season. That's why I was so like, obviously, I was so I don't know. I was so positive, and I was happy to stand on my word that we're winning this season, because all the science, all the everything said that we're gonna win it this year. Like, I felt like
But to your point, when all those other teams you mentioned, the United failed to win it against Leeds, and was it Leeds? They failed to Leeds. Leeds haven't won the league.
Yeah,
it can't be Leeds. Leeds haven't won the league. But whoever they came second to,
sorry, Blackburn. Sorry,
Blackburn. No, you went that far back. Okay. But anyway, that team, who did Ferguson probably add? Maybe one or two players. But what I'm trying to say is, for you to have expected Arsenal to win this season, bearing in mind that you said last season no one expected them to be there, that means they had to add a good few pieces to the puzzle. Fair enough, they've done it in Declan Rice now. So I think, to your point, I think this is probably the first season when they, as I said, they were worthy competitors that everyone expected them to compete. And you can probably say, you know what, if they add one or two players, we're a lot stronger and we can actually go for it. Whereas right now the squad depth isn't there. And I think with all these other teams you mentioned, they probably had the squad depth beforehand. They'd probably added on like two more players, and that was like clicked. With Arsenal, I'd use Van Persie again when they lost it to whoever they lost it to. Yeah, bring Van Persie. And
where do you think our squad depth is lacking though?
Now.
Yeah, now.
You saw at the weekend, I think Arsenal needs cover for Saka.
Yeah.
And if you see with City, they have all these players, but the minutes that they play, it's all shared. Even their defensive back line, the mere fact that Saliba had to play every single game.
Yeah.
Man City rotate their defenders like it's nothing. And Pep trusted every single one of his players. Whereas Arteta, you could tell he doesn't trust his players. That's why Saka plays to every single lasting minute. Declan Rice plays every single lasting minute. Obviously, Declan Rice is probably the equivalent of Rodri because there's no one like for like. But Arsenal needs cover on the left, as in left back. I think Martinelli, he's probably better off as a squad player, because I think where Arsenal want to get to now,
he's not good enough.
He was a bit underwhelming this season.
Who's that, Martinelli?
Yeah, I know he's had a few injuries, but then when you look at the likes of, like, the conditions need to be right for Martinelli to prosper, to shine. Like, you need to give him space. But Arsenal, when teams are fearful of you, they're going to be playing low blocks. And if you're denied that space, that's why you've got the likes of a Grealish, who's like, you know what, I can retain the ball in tight spaces, and a Doku that opens it up slightly. Arsenal don't have that variation in their team, and that's what they need, and especially up front as well.
I do agree with the majority, but I feel like where we differ in opinion, I don't feel like our squad depth was that.
No, it's not bad.
Yeah, like,
what I'm saying, like, Arteta he didn't trust. Like, you got all these players on the bench. How many times did he say, you know what, Pep to just change the team? Foden scored a hat trick. He was off the next game.
Yeah,
who can score an hat trick for Arsenal? And Arteta like, I'm gonna have to drop you.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Trossard. Trossard, that's the one person he loves to take out of the team, but for some reason.
That's a fair point, Trossard. But no, because I felt like we've seen many iterations of our team. Like, what our strongest squad was at the beginning of the season, towards the end of the season, was no longer our strongest squad. You know what I mean? And then sometimes you've seen players that are on the bench that you can bring on that you would actually equate to being decent squad depth. Martinelli on the bench, that's squad depth. Jesus, Martinelli started obviously against Everton because of Saka, but he's been on the bench recently, squad depth. Jesus on the bench for squad depth, in my opinion. Vieira, I don't know why Vieira isn't deployed that much. But I think, obviously ESR, I'm an ESR advocate, but it is looking like he's been surplus to
at least
Arteta's requirements.
He needs to go Palace, bruv. Like, the way Palace are balling, bruv.
Yeah, but hopefully on loan, man, because he's still got a future at Arsenal, in my opinion.
But do you think it was telling that he came on in the last game of the season and both the likes of Reece, Edin Nketiah, nowhere to be seen, because he didn't have to. He brought on ESR before he brought on Jesus.
Yeah, is Eddie injured? Nketiah?
No, I think he just
Yeah, he'll be a good signing for someone as well, to be fair.
Was it telling? So there's ways you can look at it. Like, was this Arteta saying, yo, go out, man, have a little bit of fun because you're probably not going to be here next season, go and play? Or is this him saying, you're part of my plans and I'm going to show everyone that you're part of my plans, so go out and play? We could just never know, innit? You just really could never know. I think with ESR, I feel like even when his problem is his availability. Like you mentioned it, Declan Rice. I don't think Declan Rice is playing every so often because we haven't got depth for him. as you alluded to. I think it's more so he's just available. Like, so that's one of his strengths. So, if he's available, play him. ESR, if his availability was up there, I feel like we'd play him a lot more, because we saw games where when he played, like, he had a really good game. I can't remember the game it was that I was really like impressed with him. But it was a game when he came back from injury and he actually got a chance. He got a good run out, and ESR was decent. On the game just gone, he didn't lift up too many trees for me. But he wasn't.
B-Man was saying about, I was like, what do you guys expect for him to come in and do now?
Exactly. So he didn't lift up any trees, but he didn't do anything to, like, to offend me. I think ESR would still be an asset to the club, but maybe he needs to go out and learn and get some more minutes. Maybe because there's clearly we aren't. Arteta doesn't trust him the way he did in that season when we finished 5th, so to speak. Yeah. So man. Sorry, but just to wrap it up, just what my point was before we went off in different directions. Defensively, I think we've improved. Yeah. Midfield, I feel like we can all agree that we control pretty much all games, like, or most games.
Most games.
Yeah. Managerially, so our gaffer, I feel like tactically, we've probably got, at present, top 2 gaffers in the league. Top 2 at present. Like, so really and truly, the only chink in our armor is our forwards. You've just already established that Martinelli might not be up to the grade. You've also established that Saka could do with some a backup to like push him and even give him a rest. And like Kai Havertz, that was signed to be left central midfielder number 8, ended up being our number 9. And between Martinelli and Gabby Jesus combined, they had 10 Premier League goals. So for me, clearly, the issue is we lack a striker, we lack a number 9, we lack a forward. And I personally feel like once we identify that person who will contribute to that forward line, that is probably what will take us to that next level. Because I feel like we can play low block, mid block, we can play attacking football. What we can't do sometimes is unlock those tricky locks where the team are being completely stubborn, and you need someone that's going to create something out of nothing. You need someone that's going to just ras it into the net from outside the box. You need someone who, if you just start throwing in crosses, that can get in you a little header or something. Like, we need that kind of striker. We don't have that, and I personally think if we add that to our thing, Pep will get toppled, and Arteta.
So basically, it's just squad depth.
No, basically, I'm just saying Arteta can dislodge Pep. That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think it's I think Kroenke said we're not going to stop. They're going to continue backing Arteta.
Yeah, we've got the 3rd youngest team in the league, bro. So like you said, it's young players. Come on, man.
Need to add on a bit, some experience. But if as Arsenal have mainly done a lot of investment in their defensively. Since Arteta's coming, he hasn't really bought that much attacking players. Obviously, you got Jesus, but Saka was academy player. Martinelli was already there. Smith Rowe was already there. Eddie was already there. So he's only really bought Jesus in the attacking, and obviously he got Odegaard. But in terms of like front 3, I think this season or next season,
and
a lot. Yeah, but I'm just saying maybe Havertz are probably bought more for midfield. But in terms of them investing heavily in their attack, they haven't really done that too much. I think this season coming is probably going to do. But cool, commiserations to Arsenal. Next up, obviously, Liverpool, who are also in the title race that people seem to forget that they were in. The farewell tour of which they were going for the quadruple, they ended up with just the Carabao Cup, in which they won in February. So the season did end in a bit of a whimper. But Klopp now goes. Pep's still there. Arteta's probably. Arsenal fans will be confident they can obviously now compete. What do you guys think will happen to Liverpool now? Do you think they will? It's a tricky question, but because we don't really know much about the manager. But do you think they're going to go through the similar transition that Arsenal previously went with, Wenger going and Emery coming in, Ferguson going in, then Moyes coming in? What do we think?
Yeah, I think it's just such a enigma at this point, because I'll be honest, that the slot guy, I mean, he's supposed to be good in Holland, but I don't know anything about him. What I would say is that the team currently is good enough to compete for sure. Obviously needs to fill in a few holes in maybe midfield, probably to fit some defensive signings as well. But I think in terms of their attack, if they can keep everyone there and keep everyone fit, they've definitely got the attacking power to contribute something. But you can't. I think you can't undermine the big hole that Klopp is leaving. But that guy is such a character, bro. He brings so much to the team, and you can see like he's just got a ball of energy kind of thing in it. Like you almost kind of want to run for a wall for him. So yeah, that is probably going to be the biggest void that they're going to need to fill. And whether that slot guy has that, I'm not 100% sure. There isn't much managers that had that, to be fair. So yeah, it's going to be tough. So he needs to be an excellent coach, just to say that.
I think like with the Prem, it takes no prisoners. So I think even when like Palace got like, it was like Ronald de Boer, everyone was like, oh, it was Frank. Sorry.
Frank de Boer, yeah.
Yeah, everyone was like, oh my God, Palace, bro, that guy. He found it so difficult, and then before you knew it, he was gone. So
did he come from Ajax?
Yeah,
I think he'd managed Ajax in the league, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to cut you guys, but yeah, I mean, I think Liverpool's definitely. I don't think Klopp's left them in a bad way whatsoever, in my opinion. I think Klopp was in what iteration of the Liverpool squad will we call this?
Transition.
Third, right?
Yeah, probably like the third, maybe fourth. Like he's kind of rebuilt. I think rebuilt their midfield. And this was their season where they had an opportunity to kind of gel together. I still feel that they could probably do with a DM. He didn't trust Endo as much as he probably could have. I mean,
he doesn't literally. He did it with Fabinho. He doesn't really like put you in straight away.
Yeah.
But when Endo did eventually come in, like he's been
all right, to be fair.
He has, but it's just McAllister's played a lot of games there where he's more of a cam, isn't he? Like, and you could see obviously where that hurt Liverpool at times. Obviously, McAllister had a good season, had a good season in his own right. But then when we think about when he was playing kind of out of position, I felt like he struggled at times there. So anyway, not to dwell on that too much. I just wanted to mainly say that I feel like Klopp has left them in decent position where they can still expect to have a claim in the top four, have stake in that top four, in one of those top four positions. Do I think he has left them in a position where they just challenge without him? I feel like he's a very necessary component to Liverpool, and I feel like that void is the void that they will miss. Like it'll be silly to just completely write Liverpool off. Obviously, they've been they've looked into like their board structure, what's going on behind the scenes. This Michael Edwards guy is back, and a few other additions. But I would imagine that without Klopp, Liverpool fans won't be looking too forward to the next campaign. The Feyenoord gaffer, whatever his name is, on his slot, whatever he's not bad. Yeah, he's not bad. I think they finished second, or they're finishing second in the league. They had a disappointing Champions League campaign. They got knocked out of Europa. I think there's a bag of uncertainty. Like, what will he do with the players of the quality of Liverpool? Who's staying for Liverpool? Is Trent gonna stay? Because Trent has he signed a new deal? Like, I don't know.
Trent's not going anywhere. He's a vice captain in it as well.
But on that, do we think anyone's going to leave?
I can't. If anyone it'll be Salah. I think he came out and said he's going to give it another season. But I'd say if anyone was going to leave it would be Salah.
What about VVD? Like,
I can't see him leaving either. Yeah. Because it wouldn't be without suitors, to be fair, but I just don't think he leaves.
It depends. Like, where does he? Unless he's going to Real Madrid or Barcelona, why would he leave Liverpool? Like, who's he going to go to? And we know Salah. The only reason he might leave is if he's going to
Saudi or something.
Saudi, yeah. But then I don't know Liverpool's structure, but do they have money to just go and buy players, or do they need to go and sell? And if they need to sell, then obviously Salah's the biggest asset.
He could go. To be fair, I guess if you're Salah and you're like considering your career as well, you you obviously know next season is going to be uncertain because you that one of the best coaches in the league is leaving. So now you're going to have to try and see Wagwan with this slot guy and Evident down the road at Manchester United, like with these Dutch managers, bro. Like it could go good or it could go peak tong. So you might look at that and think I'm not willing to give it a chance at 29. Let me just go get the bread real quick.
I think because he's 31, isn't it? I think he should move.
Is he 31? No, did I say 29 then?
Yeah, he's 31.
Salah's got 29.
Yeah,
he's 31, so I think he should move because I think it'll probably be, I don't know. Does he think he can get paid at 32? I don't know. Like probably, but
it's probably best for both parties, right? Because if they keep him for one more season, he's still gonna have the same suitors.
Exactly, and the thing is, if I feel like this season he had an okay season, bit of a stinky one for who he is as a player. If he has another stinky season, do they demand that money? Probably not. You know what I mean? So I think for them, probably just get the money in the bank and
31. When you think about it, when you think about these footballers, like do you when you see them on TV, like do you acknowledge that these guys are like 31, 6 years our junior, bro?
Oh, that's mad, isn't it?
Mad, isn't
it? Sometimes I'm looking thinking, raw, like we're really older than these guys, man.
Really mad.
I was gonna ask you, Marley, what does Steph, like your brother, think about Liverpool? Like when he how optimistic is he, like going into?
Yeah, no, same thing, man. They're nervous. They're not really saying too much about next season because I don't think anyone knows about this slot guy. Obviously, Joey, hold tight yourself in Japan, my G. Like Joey, what did Joey say? He's seen it. I think he's seen slot playing. But I don't genuinely think anyone seen what slot has to say, and also in the Dutch league, whether it doesn't transfer into good Premier League performances naturally. So you just don't know, man. But he was obviously sad to see Klopp go, as everyone is. He's going to be a massive miss from the Prem. He was cracking up at the videos that are coming out from the party. Like Klopp was letting his hair down, did it?
What party?
His farewell party, innit? Like he had yesterday. Like John Barnes was doing his was rapping, innit? And Klopp was on the stage, innit? Like bruv, letting the hair down, bruv. He's letting that dizzle free, bruv.
He saying he was under certain influence.
Right, I mean, bruv, he looks like it on a normal day, bruv. So how do you imagine that on his turn up day, bruv?
I can only imagine.
But then for you guys, so how would you rank Klopp in comparison to some of the Premiership greats? You know, the likes of Mourinho, Fergie, Pep, Wenger.
Klopp's up there. Because it's very easy to like diminish Klopp, like because he's only won the one Premier League title and he's how long's he been with Liverpool
8
now?
seasons.
8 seasons, yeah, easy. So, but we got to remember that this guy has put up some insane point tallies. Like those point tallies are Premier League winning point tallies, and obviously having been through a season where I'm gutted right now that we ain't the Premier League champions. We put up a 28 wins, the most wins we've ever done, 89 points, and I'm thinking, what have we got to do to topple Pep? Can you imagine what Klopp and Liverpool fans must be feeling when they're putting up point tallies of 97, Pep's getting 99 or whatever it was, 92, and these crazy point tallies? 3 of the highest Premier League tallies are courtesy of Klopp. And
yes, it's rude, bruv. It's rude, bruv. It's rude to dismiss him.
And without financial doping as well. Like, let's have it right. So I think like he deserves to be counted as a Premier League great. It's just unfortunate for him that with all of that being said, he will only be remembered as a manager that won one Premier League trophy. Like, obviously, his legacy comes from the other trophies.
When you say financial doping, what do you mean?
Bro, like Man City have got 115 charges.
So are you trying to say Man City are the only? Are you saying financial
in terms of investments? I think it means spend investments, like because I guess just like it's similar to like in Germany, bruv, like Dortmund versus Bayern Munich, bruv. Like Dortmund didn't have a massive spend compared to Bayern Munich, but they did obviously spend. And it's the same with Liverpool and Man City. Liverpool don't have a massive budget, but they've spent and sold as well. Man City have just feel like they've just got an unlimited pool of resources, and any player that they want, they get effectively. So it's I understand that, but yeah, to your point, I feel like it's very lazy and dismissive, and almost disrespectful to not call Klopp a great, it being that he's only won Premier League title, because he was up against Pep Guardiola, bruv. It's different, and like people don't even add into the equation that he was in 2 Champions League finals back to back as well. Obviously, he lost one, but he won one. Klopp is a great man, and I'll be honest, I'll actually miss him. He's been a top manager in the league, man.
The thing is, though, he's been a top manager in England, and I don't know if that gets disputed, but I think my point is more so to when people disregard him as a Premier League great because of the one. But when you talk about the Champions League finals, I think that more so speaks to the argument of him being a top manager in England at the time. I mean, Klopp's only L is Darwin Núñez, to be fair. Funny enough, he might be leaving, isn't it? Darwin Núñez. When we were talking about Liverpool, isn't it?
But to classify Klopp as a great, I'm just writing down some of these managers. So how would you rank him compared to, let's say if you were to rank these five managers? So you've got Klopp, Pep, Wenger, Fergie, and Jose. Let's say, who would you rank first?
Pep.
Fergie, Mourinho, Wenger.
Oh no, I'm even mad. No, sorry. You said Fergie, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Fergie, Pep.
Mine was Fergie, Pep, but now Pep's. I'm putting Pep over Fergie.
No, Fergie has a ridiculous amount of league titles, bro. So if you're doing Premier League, like Pep's obviously been good.
I think he's been a shorter, innit?
Yeah, I know, but the honours, innit? One's got more, innit?
Okay, let's agree. Let's say Fergie's first, then Pep, then who's next?
Fuck Fergie, man. Yeah, Pep's first. Fergie,
I'll say
Jose. Actually, Jose or Wenger?
I'll say Jose, then Wenger.
I'm saying Wenger before Jose. Sorry, Wenger. I can't believe it.
Well, so we're playing Klopp fifth.
Yeah, 100%. Because Wenger actually transformed Premier League culture entirely in terms of the way the Premier League being played. Wenger crawled and walked so Pep could run. You know what I'm saying? I think
you don't think Jose done that as well?
Jose did, like, in terms of like how defensively astute he forced everyone to become at times, but I don't know that he's as pivotal to the Premier League as, let's say, an Arsene Wenger. So I think Wenger deserves to be free.
I think pivotal in the way that he came and broke the mold between Arsenal. He broke the dominance between Arsenal and
United. And did he change that? Wasn't he like one of the first managers to do that 4-3-3 with like
and he did that.
A target man? Yeah, but and that's what we use to this day. Like,
I wouldn't be totally offended if like I lost out in an argument and I was outvoted and we had Mourinho above him. But for me personally, I think I'd put Wenger above Mourinho.
Yeah, I'm saying about Jason. It's not about Jose and Wenger, but essentially,
and then Klopp fifth.
Klopp is last, but he's in good company, man. Of course. That's a dope.
That's interesting. But do you think those the top 5 managers that the Premier's ever seen, or are we missing someone?
Carlo Ancelotti, but he was at Everton, so it don't count.
And Chelsea.
Yeah, sure.
I think so, Della. I can't think of anyone that you would place above him. Like,
okay.
I think we've thought about this in the past, and I don't believe.
Yeah, so he's in esteemed company. Do you guys know how long he was at Dortmund for?
No, let me check. Maybe about 4 years, maybe.
4 years.
That's gonna be my guess.
We're gonna miss him, though, man. We're gonna miss Klopp.
Yeah, I think Liverpool, will miss him.
Yeah, but
just his aura, like, around the club, like, I don't know, like, he just seems like one of them guys that is very, what's the word?
7 years, I've always said, is it? Dortmund.
7?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's like a very, like, I don't know, he like connects with the players, if that makes sense.
The people.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's one thing I've always wanted at Man United, Like, I thought we were getting with Jose. I thought he would be like no, but obviously you saw Jose at Chelsea, and it's like the way he bonded with the players and like the family, like
well, do you know, like, Jose, if he was injured, he said, "I'm not interested in you."
Yeah, I get that, bro. You're injured, isn't it?
No, as in, like, I think what the media said, he doesn't care about you at all. He doesn't, to you, you don't exist. So being a people manager, like that's not, I want to come out of an injury one day, I'm boss man. So
I feel like Pep's like that as well, bro. Maybe not now, but Ibrahimovic, if Ibrahimovic's accounts of him back in the day were to be true, bro, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. If you're not like doing what I need to do, bruv, like, bruv, you're out, bruv. I ain't trying to talk to you.
So on the subject of Klopp, obviously, I didn't realize it was at Dortmund for 7 years. And obviously, with this whole recent fee thing, when Arsenal now did what they did and people were trolling them, I just done some research because I think there is a bit of like recency bias when we look at certain people's achievements, be it players or managers. So Klopp was at Liverpool for 8 seasons. Mm-hmm. He arrived in 14-15 season, obviously halfway through. Didn't win anything in that season. 2016 didn't win anything. 2017 didn't win anything. 2018 didn't win anything. He won his first thing in the 18-19 season, which was the Champions League. And I can remember there was a lot of Liverpool fans, even Joey himself, whereas before that season started, he was like, no, Klopp has to go. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with the fact that it took it 4.5 or 3.5 seasons to eventually win something. But this is the point I was trying to make, that as good as you are, or as good as a manager you are, there's going to be seasons where you don't win anything. And it's nothing bad. At least what you can showcase for is that there's progression. And that's what he showed from the time he arrived to the time he actually won his first Champions League. And the only reason I was bringing it up because obviously I've done it because Miles, you mentioned in the group, you said you compared Arteta's first 5 years to Klopp's first 5 years.
The reason I done it, and I said I'll play nice today, is because this Stravo guy, this Stravo guy was being hella disrespectful towards Liverpool. To Liverpool.
This is not your fight, though.
It is my fight, but I'm a football man, all right?
But if you're a football man, then you should come from the angle I'm coming from, which is
I'm a man of the people, bruv. I'm a man of the people.
When have I ever been disrespectful towards Liverpool?
Bruv, to Liverpool, to Klopp.
To Liverpool, to be fair.
I don't recall being disrespectful.
Go on, Della.
It's
on wax.
Do you not think like Arsenal fans are ridiculed a lot? So at what point do they have to start swinging back? So people can't be cussing them all the time, and you're like,
that's the thing. They swing when they don't need to swing, bro.
And Liverpool
they swing when they shouldn't be swinging, bro. This guy here, bro. When you're finishing 5th and 6th, bro. When you're actually not legit anything to be like, mate, you shouldn't be a rival to Man United.
Bro, but you're 8 and you're here talking. You've got so much.
This is why it will never end between me and him. It will never end until I'm in the dirt. Until I'm in the dirt. Man United could be in Championship, but you, bruv.
Bro, all I've said to this guy for the past couple of days is respectfully. This guy's a joke.
I don't know if I'm
respectfully,
it's the right window,
he and I have got no business going at each other. We don't need to bicker. A simple question I have to ask him is, Marley Marl and Drayman, are you competing next season? Do you think you're going to be competing for the title next season?
Premier League title?
Yes.
No, probably not. We'll be competing.
A bit of time.
We'll be competing in other competitions potentially. Yeah. You never know with Man United because we shouldn't be in the FA Cup final if we're being honest. Considering based on our season. So mate,
you're compete for that though. You're probably just there to make up the numbers.
But we're in it, so we're the last 2 in it. Like same way you competed for the Premier League being second, but we're competing for the FA Cup being potentially being second as well. Okay. Man United are an enigma. You never know what you're going to get for them. So we're going to compete in a competition. Who knows what it will be? Let's just say.
But the Premier League title, the title that is what we're all trying to win. You're not competing for that by your own admission. Therefore, I don't see why you and I should be at loggerheads any longer. Like we should actually coexist.
We're trying to win trophies, bruv. That's where you start the season, bruv. Like we're not putting all our eggs into one basket, bruv.
Della, yeah. What I'm gonna say,
Premier League would be the worst basket.
What I'm gonna say, just to piggyback off the comment you made, I wasn't really interested in TalkSport like that back in the day, yeah. But earlier on this season, I learned that TalkSport had a dedicated drive time daily show. You know, drive time, that means prime time when you're coming back from work, you stick on your radio for a bit of football. There was a dedicated drive time show dedicated to abusing not just Arsenal fans, Arsenal. Literally abusing Arsenal. When I tell people Arsenal are the most hated club for some reason in England,
May not though. Absolutely.
You can't be,
in England.
In England.
Definitely Arsenal, bro.
You think Arsenal more hated than Man United?
Mars, I keep on giving you guys the example. You guys, Man United.
We live in London though. We live in London.
Yeah,
That's why. With Man United, I promise you, bro. Like when Man United are in the dirt, bruv, like it feels like the world is like it is different, bro.
And
like,
so that's experience from being in London or being in Manchester, because being in London,
being everywhere, but like it's about Man United, and the reason is because obviously with success, obviously we've been successful for God knows how many years. Like we got a lot of people that hate us because of that, and bruv, like people just enjoy our downfall, bruv. More so, obviously Arsenal get bantered as well. Like
I don't think they enjoy your downfall more than they enjoy ours. But obviously, it might be because it's a different experience for me. But from what I'm seeing, like just even using that TalkSport example, bro, that's unheard of. Look at Chelsea. Chelsea, they've spent billions of pounds to finish where they finished. Look what they did last season. There has been no talk about Chelsea. Nobody cares. Manchester United, bruv, you've got a negative goal difference of 1, bruv. You finished 8th, bruv. You finished 29 points behind us. And the following day after Man City won the title, there's no talk about the 4P, no talk about you guys crazy. Everyone's talking about Arsenal. And I can't understand it.
Because you guys talk too much, man.
Oh, now it's you guys because when you go, it was Spurs. Now it's you guys.
You guys talk to you're repping the club at the minute. You got the kit on, bruv. So like you guys, bruv, you talk too much, bruv. You talk too much. But Man United are the most hated club in the world, bruv. Arsenal are the most bantered club in London, absolutely, and it might appear like that online as well,
and on the media as well.
Yeah.
Bro, to the point I've been trying to make, Arsenal won the FA Cup. They're the FA Cup record holders. No one cared. United won the Europa League. I mean, the Carabao Cup. All of a sudden became like a worthy trophy to win, but it didn't carry as much weight as winning the FA Cup. And to the point I made earlier, like not every single season you're going to win something, but you just have to be competitive. And United have not been competitive, so just winning the Carabao Cup is not good enough, and there should be a lot more.
Not good enough for Manchester United
about it, as opposed to anything else. It shouldn't be applauded.
In the last 6 years,
last season, Man United went there. We was in 2 finals last season.
In the last 6 years, your only trophy was a Carabao Cup or EFL or whatever you lot call it now. Like,
say it right, bruv. Don't disrespect the corners, bro.
Bro, I'm not even just trying to disrespect the cup, but the cup hasn't got no value that businesses don't even want to sponsor it for longer than a couple of years, bro. Like it's changing too much. It's changing too much. What do you want me to do? You want me to? I want
you to win it. I want you to win it, bruv. And then
we don't care. When good you
but you care about the Premier League, bruv. You're not winning that either, bruv. Win something, bruv. Please, bruv. What you need to do is you need to get the monkey off your back, bruv. So if the Carling Cup means you're getting the monkey off Arteta's back, get it off his back, bruv.
But he's won the FA Cup.
Dedicate his time to the Carling Cup next season, bruv, because he hasn't won a trophy in 4.5 seasons, bruv. Was it 4.5 or 4? What are we talking about?
In 4.5 seasons.
He's been there for 4.5 seasons, so he hasn't won it in 4 seasons.
He's won the FA Cup and 2 English
Shields.
Super Cups. Yeah, English Super Cups.
This is what this guy's done. So he's won one trophy. He's won 1 trophy in 4 years, bruv. He needs a Carling Cup.
Okay, but bruv,
it's a Carling Cup. That's the point I made. That's the point I made
about Klopp. Klopp didn't win anything in 4.5 seasons or 3.5 seasons.
But he won the Champions League at the end of it.
But then that's the thing, is that it's like.
So is ETH ahead of them? Because what is ETH ahead? Because how many?
No. If you're happy to say ETH is ahead and keep him there for next season and season after.
No, I'm just because you were saying like in like 4.5 seasons, isn't it?
ETH hasn't. He's not in the same like bracket as them, man, in it, because obviously ETH's been there for 2 seasons.
2 seasons, man.
Yeah. So if obviously ETH has got like another 2 seasons to potentially failure, or before you start judging him. But ETH might.
Wait a second. Failure.
Huh? Sorry. Of not winning a trophy.
What do you constitute as failure?
But failure was wrong. That was the wrong term to use, bruv. That was the wrong term to use. But of like obviously finishing second.
All right. Let me ask you a quick question before you.
First loser.
We wouldn't be first loser. It'd be 19th loser actually. But we digress. Anyway, if you had the opportunity to be where the position that I was in as an Arsenal fan. So basically, yesterday, not today, yesterday, last game of the season, your team could win the Premier League, or be you, as you are now, and obviously be out of it. You know, 8th minus goal difference, blah blah blah. But you got an FA Cup final against Pep's Manchester City.
Bro, you lot have been there though, man.
No, I'm just saying, who would you rather have been yesterday before today? Like, who would you have rather been?
Man City.
Bro, I'm talking about.
It's a good answer, to be fair.
I said them out of our team.
Oh, out of our team. So who would I rather been in second place knowing Man City's going to win the league if they win the game, or have a FA Cup final to play for?
Yeah.
I get both against Man City.
Both against Man City. Final day of the season, you could potentially win the Premier League.
No, the FA Cup final, obviously, for sure.
Bro,
it makes more sense logically.
It makes more sense. It makes more sense. However,
you make me so sick.
Huh? No, it does though. It does.
Explain the logic. Go on.
I don't want to record anymore. I want to go. Have I done it? Are we going to?
Hey, one of you guys explain
it. In one scenario, yeah. In your scenario, your case, yeah. You're waiting for Man City to do their thing, innit? Like, so your fate isn't actually in your own hands. It's in the hands of Man City, who are juggernauts. But in our scenario, it's in our own hands, innit? It's a 50-50 game, bro.
Isn't it?
You know what I mean? So we could actually do something. But where I would say I'm obviously, I might be wrong, maybe it's the wrong answer, is that obviously you're in Champions League and it would be nice to be in Champions League next season. So I'd say yours. But not because could potentially win the league, because that will never happen against Man City where you are. Never ever happen. It would be because you're in Champions League, innit?
Well, I'll tell you what. When I was obviously yesterday in real time, when I saw that Kudus goal go in. Sorry, guys. When I saw that Kudus goal go in, I'm thinking, oh my days, like 2-1, it's on. Like it can potentially happen. When they say it's the hope that kills you, it's literally the hope. But I'll tell you something. You see that adrenaline, you see that excitement of being there. You see just knowing that that there was a Premier League trophy at my stadium. Like my boys are about to lift this. That feeling there. That's what made it. That's why it was so like decapitating. Like when it didn't happen, you would have 1,000,000% rather be there. I saw you, how active you were in the group chats. You weren't even watching your game. Manchester United were playing.
My stream was choppy. That's the only reason why I was watching. I was promised my stream was choppy. So question, Dre, you might know this is like a logistic question, yeah. Like, so you see when two teams could potentially win the league, and they obviously have one cup at one stadium and one cup at the other. Do they have like the real cup at the stadium where they know that the title's going to go, or they have like two replicas?
I think they have more than one. They have more than one actual trophy in it.
They have two replicas.
Yeah,
they have two replicas. Okay. I can answer that question for you.
Just checking.
Okay. But they had the plastic one at the Emirates.
Do you man think you'll win a Premier League title within the next 3 years?
Nah, 5 maybe.
I think we'll win a title before you. As I said, I said this in Dubai, B. But you didn't want to shake my hand. You wanted to think, bruv. You want to talk around the corners like you do, bruv.
I didn't want to think. I took it, but
you didn't.
But we said when we get out of the cab, we're gonna shake hands to make it final, and then you.
That's coward. I didn't say that. That's what you said. That is something.
Because I needed to have a visual representation.
You needed fresh air, bruv. This is what you needed.
I didn't need fresh air. I needed. I think it was with Ids, and I needed someone to see that the bet was finalized. But I took your bet. That is easy.
You didn't take the bet,
we're definitely going to win the Premier League before Manchester United win the Premier League.
Boy,
guaranteed.
Boy, you could have done it.
Yeah, done it. Let's get back on track, guys. So yeah, we're getting on the league table. Obviously, whiz through this. Villa took the last Champions League place in 4th. Then we got Spurs. Chelsea surprisingly finished above United.
Yeah.
And I think at the start of the season, you were calling for a certain Blues head. Mr. Armour, and that's why it's harder to understand why you guys are so happy with what's happened right now, because you United fans, you slew Chelsea, you were hopeful of getting Champions League, Your point that you.
When you say exclude, what do you mean? I'll be honest.
The time he was calling that armor. The time you're saying why.
Yeah, because he doesn't talk, bruv. He only hold tight yourself, Chris, bruv. You only talk when your team's winning, bruv. Like when you go through
100%.
And now he didn't need to talk, and he's still sitting above you.
But that's what I'm saying. No. Like, I'll be honest. I didn't spare a second thought to Chelsea this season.
No,
no, absolutely not. Because
I'm sure you called out and said, you know what, they should be getting more media attention for how they are performing.
Yeah, when they're playing dead, bro. But they didn't.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying they were playing dead.
Yeah,
but they still finished above United.
Yeah, that's good for them, bro.
Yeah,
good for them. They were only. Well, how many games do they have? One game a week, bro? For how long, bro? Good for them, innit?
Yeah.
Bro, how long did you have one game a week for? You guys at Champions League from when?
Everything.
No, but what are you talking about, bro? It was in the Carling Cup for time, bro. It was in the FA Cup, bro, as well, bro.
They got to the final of the FA Cup.
They
got to the final of the Carabao Cup.
Only got knocked out from Chelsea, but hold tight, bro.
But anyway, so they finished Tottenham 5th, so they are in Europa with Chelsea. Then Newcastle are 7th, and I think as it stands, the Newcastle currently get the Conference League.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So if you guys win the FA Cup,
yeah, we go back in it. Oh, no, actually, we don't actually.
We get Europa.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah. So
we get Europa.
Yeah.
So then Newcastle get nothing.
Yeah. Newcastle get nothing. Yeah.
Okay. Speaking on that, so how do you guys feel going into the game? So I think you played United. You played Arsenal. No, after Arsenal, you then played midweek with who did you play midweek?
Newcastle. I thought that was
Newcastle.
Oh, you played Newcastle. You played Newcastle.
Hey, no God of Honor. You man don't want your receipt.
Look at his kit, bruv. He's wearing, bruv.
Exactly. He's wearing blue kit, bruv.
So, I want my God of Honor, bruv, on Saturday evening, bruv.
He signed to Newcastle this season. He signed to Newcastle. He signed a dotted line where you had let him off.
On what paper and with what pen?
We asked for God of Honor. We asked for God of Honor, but he didn't honor it, bruv.
We've got him on audio on one of the podcasts.
Find it and trap it in.
What do you mean? The listeners they know, bruv.
Okay, let them swing in.
This is not honourable.
No, let's not digress.
It's not honourable, bruv.
That's why he won a Man City top today.
Yeah.
Wow, nasty stuff.
Bruv, last week I wore Bayern Munich kit. No one said anything.
Yeah, who cares, man?
And he's wearing a Real Madrid top. Like, he'll do get your kit up, innit? That's what I'm saying. Who told you to only invest in Arsenal? Get your kit up. So how do you feel going into that? Because what I was alluding to, obviously, you played Newcastle, which I think was it 4-2?
3-2.
3-2. Oh yeah, because Newcastle got the last minute. How was that performance? Very, very briefly. Was there any improvements from the Arsenal game? Or did it go back to what it was prior to the Arsenal game?
Yeah, we look. Obviously, we know Amrabat's not a long-term answer because he's been pretty poo for most of the season. But in the last 2 games that he's played, he's actually looked like he's looked like the somewhat of a solution to the midfield problem that we've had, whereby we don't have one person that's sitting and we don't have one person that can move in midfield. So he's actually obviously got skinned. He got skinned against Arsenal. I think he gets skinned every single game. But I'll be honest, like that's similar to what Fred used to be like, and it's almost like the price of admission, bro, for doing the role the way he does it. Like you do commit to most challenges, and sometimes you are going to get spun, bro. Like as a defender that used to dive into tackles, bro. Sometimes you win them, bro, and sometimes it's like you look nuts, bro. so I get it, but I would say he's actually helped us a lot in the last couple of games, I'd say.
So then you had a good performance against Newcastle. Brighton, I know you guys won 2-0, but the performance again, I think it sort of reverted back to United. I was basically leading up to say, how do you feel going into the FA Cup? Because you had one game against Arsenal where you sort of changed your shape and you looked a lot better. Then you had a good performance against Newcastle. Then Brighton, you sort of like went back to United.
We looked okay against
Brighton.
Yeah, in the first half, I think we struggled a little bit. And when I say struggled in the sense that they had a lot of shots as they usually do. But in the second half, it was pretty controlled. To be fair, Lisandro Martinez makes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's such a difference, bro.
Such a difference, man. It's insane. Like it's really, really insane. But again, on Saturday, we just don't know the team are going to field, man.
Yeah.
Is that back from injury now?
I think so. Rashford came off the bench.
Rashford's back.
Lisandro started. Casemiro at centre back still, but I think Maguire's back, or Varane's back. Something like we don't know who's gonna start, bro. So it's all dependent on that. But if Man City turn up and do Man City shit, they win the game. Like
I think if we have Casemiro at the back, they're gonna win.
Yeah, he played all right in the last game. To be fair,
but Man City, it'll be.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't matter who you lot play. Man City's gonna win. Respectfully.
You think?
Yeah, respectfully.
To be honest, like even when we played them last year, still don't think that.
Unless they're on some crazy 1 week hangover.
It's crazy because like they kind of like were only in second gear. They're like, if you can kind of take the game to them, then it's more on. But again, I think it's up to United players, man.
Their first game last year as well was against the run of play. Remember, it was a mistake.
Yeah.
A massive mistake actually. So I mean, yeah. Sorry to cut you off, Terry. Go on, Karen. Sorry.
That's right. But yeah, I think in that game they just, I don't know, keep it tight and just try and nick a goal, and then because I think that was the same kind of tactic that we deployed when we played the last Man City game, and then they ended up just scoring loads of goals in the last maybe like 10, 20 minutes.
You know what though? I do see like a version of reality where City are very, very content with doing the 4P and that this is their achievement for the season.
Not Pep, bro. Not Pep. Bro,
you think so?
They won the treble and now they're about to win the double. Like, and they're on the 4P. Like,
yeah, that would be dope. But I don't know why. I don't know why. I see a version of reality where they go into this game and obviously you will never setting up your team to go into a final and say doesn't really matter what happens here. But I don't know if it's the players. It's like towards the beginning of the show where Marley Marl was saying like keeping players hungry is a complete skill. Like now you've got the Premier League and then it's got United. It's very easy to be complacent when you're looking at this version of Manchester United that we're faced with now. You can maybe get surprised. Like obviously I don't want that to happen because the way United fans have been behaving in the wake of Arsenal finishing runners up, like I'm supporting.
The only thing I'll say with United is that again, it's they're the underdog, so they're not expected to win. So I think that goes in our favor, man. Like if they're hungry enough and they want to try and play ball, then we'll see what kind of game it is. But we all know Man City can just turn up. Like
you've upset Liverpool, so you could do it again. But then obviously that game against Coventry was so damning.
It was so bad, bro. That's why I said if Casemiro's at the back, we're not winning. We are. Like,
he's improved since then. Though. I'll put it like since his first centre back appearance, bro. Like he's looked a little bit more match fit in the last game. I'll say that he's obviously still not centre back.
Yeah,
but
because what I was going to say, Molly, if say we had Martinez and I don't know Maguire or Varane, would you push Casemiro back in midfield and take Amrabat out?
Is it nuts that I'll prefer Casemiro at centre back than Maguire? It's probably nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a bit nuts.
Maguire's been one of your standout.
Bro, I was gonna say Maguire can do the basics right, like running out to.
I don't like Maguire, man. I think Maguire is like I just don't like him. I feel like he masks his poor defensive capabilities like through his strengths. I mean, he's really good at headering the ball, like really in defense.
Focus on your strengths.
But
scoring goals with his head.
That's not how Man City's going to play, bro. Man City's not going to be lofting the ball like into the box for him to be cross it in. They're going to be playing on the deck, bro. And I'd prefer Casemiro than Maguire because Maguire, Casemiro runs slow. No, Casemiro runs slow, but Maguire runs like he's got cement in his boots, bro. It's even worse.
It's the movement that I worry for Casemiro because
I agree.
The way Palace are moving, he was just like, yo.
And you couldn't hack it.
But all you have to do is play Alvarez or even Haaland just to drag him out of position if someone runs into it.
It's nuts.
It'll be a tough day for him.
Yeah. That's why I'd rather him not play at the back because I think he's.
But then even
he's shown to me.
In the ideal world, Varane is fit enough to start. Let's just say and it's Sandro.
Didn't Varane
outside of the mistake?
I don't know actually. I saw him.
Outside of the mistake where Casemiro was allegedly, or not allegedly, but by many people's account, culpable for the goal that you conceded against Arsenal. He did all right against Arsenal.
No, that's what I think he did. He does do. Don't get me wrong. Like I think he
and we have good backward movement as well.
Yeah,
so I'm kind of saying that to kind of maybe.
Bro, but that's the thing. He can play ball, but I feel like he's just too much of a liability at the back. I think that's my thing. Like, regardless whether it's one mistake or 10, bro, that one mistake loses you the game.
No, but I'm understanding where Marley Marl's coming from in terms of maybe having like the football IQ to deal with the style of football that you're likely to face against Man City. I get why
I hear that, but when your brain doesn't move the same way as your legs, that football IQ is irrelevant.
I hear that. But what to where I started, like his match fitness is actually improved since that last game against Coventry. But we are saying all that Varane came on in the second half of the game, so he should be available to start. So
I think what I think he'll push Casemiro back into his
in midfield, which should make sense.
Right, left back on that.
Varane headed the ball though. He's still on a ban.
Bro, he's got ahead of that ball, bro, for the last time. But yeah. But I think. Do you think he's going to play Ahmad?
No, Ahmed. Sorry, big pardon.
Yeah, Ahmed. Yeah,
I'm thinking over who?
Anthony or bloody.
Yeah, he'll start. Ahmed's been playing well, to be fair. So I actually think it would be. I think Rashford might miss out. I don't think he'll start.
Yeah, I think it'll be Ahmed, Garnacho, and Hoyland.
Wait, Rashford's not going to start, is he? That's nuts.
Nah.
Wow.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think Ahmed deserves it, man.
Yeah, he does. He's been playing well.
So in short, you guys are optimistic, or
we're going to the game, so it's going to be a good day out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time's kickoff?
3:00, I think.
3.
Oh, yeah. You was able to get tickets, yeah?
Yeah, Dreman the Connects B.
Oh, see. So it wasn't enough for you lot to see what Crystal Palace did to you lot. You lot saw that live.
Bro, it's Wembley, innit? Just got to enjoy the occasion, bro.
Just get levered, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
couple points.
Yeah, defo, man. But boy, who knows, man? It's 90 minutes of football. Anything can happen, but the boys just got to turn up at least. As long as they put in a good performance, I'll be happy, man. Regardless.
That part, man. If he gets smoked, wait till you return to this platform.
Yeah, let's move on to the end of season awards. So, young player of the season this season, obviously the official player of the season Premier League went to Phil Foden. Obviously there's been some noise, but not to say he didn't deserve it, but then some people may say maybe Rodri. But then the young player of the season officially went to Cole Palmer, and I'm just trying to fight a good fight here. Cole Palmer's had a very good season, but Saka's been having many seasons where he's been good, and not once has he won the young player of the year. As I said, sometimes if your face doesn't fit or your name doesn't fit, what can you do? But that's out of our hands.
I feel like he's won the PFA young player though, isn't it?
Yeah, PFA,
yeah, PFA one.
That's the one that matters anyway, to be fair.
PFA. But come on. How can Saka not win young player of the year?
No, I understand. I understand where you're coming from. So that means the winners has been Trent, Foden twice,
and
Haaland, and then now Cole Palmer. Yeah, it is a little bit of a travesty.
It's too dark, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Right? Why is everyone trying to skirt around the answer, bro? They don't like black. They don't like black for some reason.
I mean, when I say stuff like this, it's not received well. So I try to just keep it football.
It's the facts, bro. If anyone wants to challenge me, bro, I'll bring you all the evidence, bro.
Did they ever release like a first, second, third, fourth in this cat? Nah, they don't, do they?
No. For the PFA Writers Award, I think they did the first, second, third, which was Phil Foden, Declan Rice, and then Rodri. But yeah, anyway, we can take control of that, guys. Let's do our player of the season awards. Let's start with young player of the season. Who are you going for? Let me start with
Saka.
VJ, man.
Yeah, I'd go for Saka just because he needs to win one. Something.
Mine's not just because he needs to win one. I think like if you look at his player ratings over the course of the season, he's consistently rated like higher, like especially averages. If you go on like platforms such as like WhoScored.com, what have you. You'll see Saka's.
Yeah, stats is good. Goals, assists, but also I think like a lot of times he's not really given a lot of praise for his tracking back.
Yeah, man. I think there's not any aside of his game that is neglected. Personally, I think he's also tasked with the responsibility of carrying. Obviously, Arsenal's a young team anyway, and he's tasked with carrying that team. And we all know how good Arsenal have shown themselves to be in the last couple of seasons. And with Saka being a cornerstone for that, I think definitely, man, I think he's a worthy player, a worthy contender, and worthy winner for me personally.
Thanks. So, do we have to agree, or everyone just naming their own?
I don't know. It's up to you.
I think everyone's on Saka, no?
I was going to say Saliba, but if everyone's going to say Saka, then yeah. But I think this season, I know I've been saying Saka deserves one of these awards, but this season you can't look past. For an Arsenal, I know it feels to my young player. I don't think you can look past Saliba, the mere fact that he's played every single game, probably got one of the best defensive records. Obviously, joint partnership with Gabriel, so I'll just say he pips over Saka. But if everyone's saying Saka, I won't disagree. Next up, player of the season.
I'm going Rodri.
I would have said Rodri before the last game of the season. What Foden done, he's shown that not only has he shown that he can step up and be relied upon this season in terms of his goals and assists, but obviously performance levels, I feel like they've been like at a high standard for the majority of the season. And he's actually shown that he's clutch. There's been a handful of games now where he's been clutch against Villa, against United, against West Ham on the last day of the season. Yeah, man. I think for me, Foden. Yeah, I'm giving it to Foden still. Also.
I'm giving. No, Dre. Who are you giving it to?
Ooh, I had Rodri, but then I heard Dan and then Strives, I should say, and he made some good points. To be fair, and I feel like he has kind of stepped up, man, when they needed him. So it's tough, man, between those two. Let's give it to Foden. Let's give it to Foden for the impact and the goals that he scored when they needed it.
Yeah, based on what you guys are saying in terms of being impactful, being a clutch player, the metric is very different from a holding midfielder. And I think for me, the mere fact that City don't lose games when Rodri plays, and I know Phil Foden has had an amazing season. He's been a bit of a clutch player for them, but I feel personally, if you look at that Man City team, I don't think you can look past Rodri because he contributes to goals, and defensively, if he's not there,
that's true.
They're not the same.
He's so good, you know.
Yeah,
wow,
so
good, bruv. Like in possession, out of possession, like his passing range, his choice of passes, and even his finishing, bruv. It's just mad cool. But he's different gravy, bro. I remember when they signed him, that the one of his ex-coaches was saying, "Oh, they've signed a player that's gonna be better than Busquets." I was like, "Yeah, right, bruv." This brother is levels, man. Levels, bruv.
Cold. So he got on a score sheet yesterday as well, did he?
Yeah. To make it 3-1. So yeah, he's clutch as well.
That's what I'm saying. But the metric is obviously different when you're holding midfielder versus an attacker. But how are we gonna do decide and vote? Let's imagine what Joey will say. And I think he'll say Rodri.
Why do you think?
Because he'd even have Foden in his, he picked Nunez over Foden, remember?
Yeah, I think
that was him being an absolute jerk.
Yes, and I think he'll continue to be a jerk and say,
I think he sold his stocks on Nunez. He's ready to.
No, this ain't about Nunez. I'm saying based on.
Yes, I don't think we would. I think Foden, like. I mean, okay.
This is not what you would say.
I'm trying
Joey will say.
I'm trying to think of what Joe would say. Joey likes the defensive aspect of the game as well. I think.
I think he would go Rodri.
I think he'd pick Rodri. Because his record's nuts as well, isn't it? Like so many games that I've lost count now.
It's just a joke. It's a joke.
So let's assume he'll say Rodri.
Yeah, I think so.
But Foden's filled in so many different positions. Maybe he would. I feel like he'd go Foden, to be honest. I think he'd appreciate the utility nature that Foden also brings to the team.
Well, he appreciated it so much they didn't even put him in his team what did you say? What, half of the season team, whatever we call it.
Anyway, let's talk about manager, man. Let's see if you want to make up for all the disrespect you've given to my G.
Manager of the season. Let's go, Miles. You start.
Or should I start? I'm gonna go my guy Unai.
And say why.
Block because he's got Aston Villa in the Champions League and he had no bloody right to do that. He got that team into the semi-finals of, was it the Europa or the Conference? Was it Europa Conference? No, it was Europa, no? Wasn't it Europa?
It was Conference.
Europa Conference when they lost 6-2.
Anyway, man, he got them there, innit? Like, but Aston Villa have no right to be there.
But you know West Ham won it, innit?
Huh?
West Ham won it.
Chill. Let me have my monologue, B. But now, Unai Emery, bruv, is doing this thing at Aston Villa. They're looking good. They're looking good. And next season, hopefully,
what was a Villa Palace score? Do you have it there?
Oh, they got clapped by
they got clapped.
And that's
5-0.
They've got what they wanted, man.
That's my other love as well. So Palace, innit? So that's you can expect that from the boys, innit? Hold tight the Eagles as well. Look.
So Jay, who are you saying?
Pep. Yeah, just had to give it to him, man. Just back-to-back trophies, still in there, just breaking records all the time, man. That guy, he breaks all the right records, and that's what you need from a manager.
Well, on the subject of Pep, I heard it in a podcast the other day. I don't think he's won that many Manager of the Month awards.
Pep, no, he hasn't.
It's crazy, isn't it?
But the thing is, when people just expect you to be,
that's true.
Be good. Yes, it's difficult to continue just to say this guy's the guy. It's almost like, oh, let Andy have a turn. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Obvious honourable mention to Mikel Arteta for all the great stuff that he's done with Arsenal and the records that he's broken with Arsenal. But I think it would be a crime if you didn't give it to Pep Guardiola, man. I think he has shown that he is a cut above the rest time and time again. He's won the Premier League 4 times in a row. I believe that's the first time that's ever been done in England. He's gone from country to country and shown that he's got what he's taken. And as Della Strada opened up the show saying he's been disrespected so many times. You can't win the Champions League without Messi. He's done it. He's very cyclical. He's recycling his team every single time. I don't think we've ever seen one like he's changed the version of Man City every single time. So you can't even say that he's a manager that doesn't build up his players, because he can build players as well. Like Marley Miles said about Rodri. When you signed Rodri, who knew about him? We didn't know that much about him, how good he was. You get what I'm saying? So he's got an eye for the talent. He knows how to coach. He knows how to build them up. And yeah, it doesn't matter who he's coming up against. Like a new monster, a new beast arrives in the Premier League. Arteta, he shoos him to the side. Klopp, we've all just been giving Klopp the kudos was given Klopp as a Premier League great. Shoos him to the side, man. I think manager of the season has to be Pep, man. He just keeps the levels too high consistently, man, and not enough gets said about.
Plus, I think he's too humble. Is that right to say?
No, man. He ain't humble.
Yeah.
When he starts to lose, he puffs his chest out a little bit, and he becomes a bit of a dickhead. But
a bitter woman, bro. When he loses, bro, he's definitely.
Yeah, but I feel like, like someone, if I compare him to like a Mourinho, Mourinho's like almost like bragging all the time, like what he's won, and do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that Pep's that kind of guy, just kind of keeps you moving.
Mourinho was different. Like Ferguson didn't brag himself on all these things. Klopp doesn't do it. Wenger didn't do it. It was Mourinho. That's why he said he was a special one.
Mourinho, to be fair, he did say a special one. I was going to say he only really done it when he wasn't really winning, just to remind people. But yeah, no, he didn't. Did he?
No. But to your point, Pep did say, I think it was in December when I think Liverpool and Arsenal were ahead of him. He said, "Yeah, we're going to win the league," and he did it.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah, sick.
What's Trav? No honourable mention to Unai.
Just silence, bro.
Okay.
No,
for me, honourable mention to Arteta, honourable mention to Unai. I'll take a clap for his departure, but for me, yeah, as everyone said, it has to be Pep. He's done the four in a row. So I won't repeat what everyone's already said, but yeah, he's He's a cut above the rest right now. So that's good. So yeah, as usual, let's just finish off and do our back pages. Straz, let me start off with you.
My back pages is going to
Foden.
Do you want to think about it for a bit?
Yeah. I'm going for Xabi Alonso while he's thinking.
Yeah.
He got the undefeated record in the league.
Invincible.
Yeah, two more games, and he's going to have an unprecedented unbeaten season, which has never been done before, and will probably never be done again. So yeah.
On that one, very quickly, just to go off tangent.
Mm-hmm.
How does he's that invincible if he does do it, compared to Arsenal's invincibles? Would you say would you rather have this one, or
what is invincible as it stands now is just a league?
No, let's say the league, and then he wins the he won the cup,
undefeated in all competitions, but that's better, bro. That's way better. Yeah, so that's better, man.
How do you feel about that as an Arsenal fan? Do you agree?
I can't hate on it. I feel like obviously we did it in a tougher league with tougher.
No, but this one includes the cups as well.
Yeah, Well, I think it's a good accomplishment. I don't know.
A good accomplishment, bro.
No, because he's asking me if I think it's better than, as an Arsenal fan, do I think it's better than Arsenal? And I'm not.
League for league, I can say why you say Arsenal because
I get that.
But
when you feel
cup, but including everything, like
everything in context.
They're proper invincibles. Like they can't be beaten, no matter what where you find them, they can't be beaten.
It's mad. It's mad. But if they do that, and it's looking very likely because they got Atalanta in.
Well, don't sleep on Atalanta, bro.
No, they're gonna above. Leverkusen.
That's what Liverpool said. And what happened?
Liverpool are genuinely different gravy, bro. I've watched them a couple of times this season, and they're different, bro. Like they're gonna slap up Atalanta, and they've got someone in like the lower German division, for the what's it called, the Dolka Cup, whatever it's called. So yeah, they're very likely to do it, and this is gonna be madness, bro. That's crazy stuff.
Dre, who have you got?
My back page goes to Glasner, Crystal Palace. 5-0 against Villa. So
I was trying to think of someone in Arsenal that I can give it to, but
back pages for the week, innit? Like,
I know.
You're trying to give it to from Arsenal this week.
That's exactly. So I was trying to. Well, it could have been Havertz, could have been Tomiyasu, but I'm going to give it to. He scored yesterday. What the hell, bruv? He scored. You know how hard it is, yeah? Do you know how hard it is to hear that Rick and Foden is doing a madness and then still keep your mentality high?
I'm just going to say there's so many things that's happened this week, and like if you need to just find it to give it to a team that came second because it's not 2 goals. It's a team that survived relegation. But
respect your jaw. But I'm going to give it to Foden, man.
Yeah,
I'm going to give it to Foden. I think he deserves it, man. Fuck him.
Cool. For me, there's a lot of names I could have mentioned, but you guys have mentioned already. But I think I'm just going to give it to Mateta because he's been on form of recent, and he capped up with his hat trick at the weekend. So,
bro, the only Premier League player to ever tuck their fucking shirt into their shorts, bro. It's mad, bro. It's so mad, bro.
Another player to get.
His turnaround has been phenomenal.
Yeah, another player to get a hat trick before Rashford as well.
But I think he scored 11 goals in 11 games since Glasner's been there.
Yeah, he to be fair, like when I've seen flashes of him, like looking at him and like this guy looks good. Like when he had his plaits, his cane or whatever, and then this kind of fell off. So yeah, Glasner, bruv, credit to him, bruv.
Yeah,
did you hear that Palace put 100 million price tag on him?
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Yeah, makes sense.
Win-win.
Yeah.
When Bayern was going in for him.
Yeah. Was it Bayern?
It's Ben. Yeah, it's Ben.
Oh yeah, the Zerbi's left Brighton now, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think? Would you man take him?
I heard a club has already paid the compensation of like 4.5 million, but it's an unnamed club. When I read the reports, I was like, unnamed club. Why do you unnamed? And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, could it be Man United, bro?
But would you take him if it was you? over Eric Ten Hag?
I mean,
we know that he can play better football.
Yeah, I think that's it really. The style of football probably would be better, but
He started stinking. Though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's like he strikes me as like what's Fulham's Marco
Silva.
Marco Silva. He reminds me of Marco Silva a lot. Like he's just like a guy that will just hop.
Bit wishy-washy.
Yeah, like it's, I don't know. But he might be better than 10. But 10, I don't know. I don't know is the answer to the question, bro. I'm just looking forward to next season. To the unknown.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, let's finish off and we're back again next week where we'll be doing our team of the season and
celebrating Man City's double as well. Well done in advance. We'll be celebrating Man City's double, innit?
Yeah. Yeah. One would ask why God have honour, but I know people are not honourable. But
are you
next week, over and out.
Is this what you're trying to do?